Welcome to USD 393 Eagle Update for the month of February. We want to thank everyone for watching and being a part of the Solomon community and coming in and seeing a little bit about our school. Today's a special day. When you watch this, hopefully it's probably within the next week, but today's a special day because it's the 100th day of school. So it's an exciting time. There's all sorts of festivities in the elementary school taking place regarding the 100th day of school. Except there is one class that's not going to celebrate actually on Monday, the 100th day of school, because they're no longer here today because of sickness. And so with me, I'm going to transition a little bit because Nurse Mary is here with us, and Nurse Mary has done an amazing job in trying to keep us as healthy as possible this year, and it's been a challenge, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
First off, Nurse Mary, tell us a little bit about how long you've been with us and what do you enjoy about your job?
Well, I've been working for School Solomon now for 3 years. This is my third time around, and what I love the most about this school is the children. They're the reason I wake up every day and come to work here, is the kids.
And the children today, in the last week, have been visiting your station quite frequently.
More than
more than usual, right?
Right.
Obviously, you've read over the past few days that Kansas is the sickest state in the country, which that's an award we really don't want to win. But one of the things that we've tried to do is to disinfect, of course, and do extra cleaning in the classrooms. And sometimes it gets to a point to where the influenza just takes over the classroom. So our kindergartners right now, we've got 16 of the 28 that are gone. And so we made the decision that we needed to do a deep clean in there because kindergartners like to have their hands on everything and the different things, manipulatives that we use in the toys. So Thursday and Friday, they were out this week. So what are some of the symptoms that you're seeing with not just influenza A and B, but the normal flu? What are some of the things that you're seeing right now in our school?
That's a very good question. The biggest things I've noticed the most for is coughing, congestionness, runny nose, sneezing, and mild fevers. Normally, we consider fevers 100 and above, but we are noticing that kids are in the 90s, like 99.5, 99.6. Yeah, mild fevers are another big one.
So in our policy is that if you have a 100-degree temperature, that we send you home, we call mom or dad, and then we have them go home that day. And then because they had a fever, they're not allowed to return for 24 hours. So the next day they're going to miss, so they can't return the next day. But one of the things we have decided is to move it to 99 because it seems to be just really running rampant. So the question's been asked several times is, you know, what do we do? When do we call school off? You've heard some places in central Kansas and in southwest Kansas that have called school because of the illness. And right now we figure the numbers almost on an hourly basis. I called Nurse Mary and we asked, so on average, how many people are you seeing? How many people are you seeing at your nurse's station on average in a day?
Oh my goodness, just with the flu alone or just
anytime? Yeah,
just in general, I probably see about 20 plus kids a day.
Yeah. And so, you know, trying to make the diet, she's the mom of the school. So she's making the decisions of who returns to class and who doesn't return to class. And so that's a challenging position to be in. So what do you recommend for the parents and how long should they probably stay out before they return to school?
That's another good question. Since this flu epidemic has busted out here in the school, I've been really asking if parents can at least keep the child home 2 days to do an observation and evaluation because, you know, it takes more than just a day for these symptoms to happen. So I've been asking for 2 days, if not longer, to really pay attention to your kids, see if the congestionness gets worse, see if they start complaining of headaches, because that's been another big common complaint is headaches, stomach aches, and even if they vomit, I'm most definitely asking that they stay home, even if it's just once. Yeah.
So back to the numbers a little bit. Earlier this week, we were in the 40s. Our pre-K through 12, we were in the 40s. And then we bumped up to the upper 40s. And then we bumped up to the 50s. And I thought, well, maybe we were going to start going in the correct direction, which is down. This is one of the times you don't want to go up. You don't want a high number. And unfortunately today, counting the 16 kindergartners that we had flu-like symptoms, we are actually in the 60s today. And so the number that we're looking for as you start going back, we talked about the schools that closed. If we get numbers that are in the 20 to 25% range is when we start making a class per class decision or a school-wide decision. So for instance, with that kindergarten class, and we had the preschool class a week ago as well, we decided to shut down for a day and the kindergarten for 2 days to get it all clean. So those are tough decisions and not easy decisions because we know it's a struggle to find daycare to take off work because many people don't get paid time off. And so that's a real struggle and we understand that, but at the same time as we're trying to reduce it. Because we're a pre-K through 12 facility, kindergartners come down through this area that you're seeing here, which is our upper elementary. The high schoolers will come down here and at times to go through in the junior high, and so the germs will spread in a hurry. They really do. What are some preventative measures that we recommend that parents, staff, kids, anyone take during this time?
Well, what I've been telling everybody to do is extremely good hand washing. You know, normally it's 15 seconds. I've been telling kids, let's do a little longer than 15 seconds, maybe 20 seconds. Covering your cough and sneeze more or less in your arm instead of in your hand. And if you do use a tissue or whatever, go wash your hands immediately. We keep hand sanitizer throughout our entire building. I tell kids if you can't wash your hands, go and use the hand sanitizer, trying to really keep the germs down and try to stay away from other kids if you're noticing them with some symptoms as well. Yeah. That helps a lot.
Well, the best thing that we ask is that everybody try to be as safe as possible and do the things at home as much as we're doing here at school. And if your child is feeling sick or ill, is to help us out by keeping them home and hopefully finding a way to where we can reduce that number. And hopefully this is the peak, we might say, and hopefully we see numbers next week after the weekend coming up here on a Saturday and Sunday, and hopefully we can get rid of this bug and get rid of the influenza A and B, and it's a nasty thing. In fact, if you're running out of tests to even diagnose the flu, you know that it's at a heightened level for sure in our area. So do the best that you can. We want to thank Nurse Mary. We are very fortunate that we have a full-time nurse and that Nurse Mary is taking care of us on a daily basis and an hourly and a minute by minute as it comes down to today. So we took her away a little bit to visit. I know she's busy and we're going to have her get back at it, and hopefully the numbers go down and not up, and we'll see healthy bodies here next week. So Nurse Mary, thank you. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me. All right.
Stay right there. We'll be right back with another update about what's happening here at Solomon.
Around here, we believe in local values like hard work, family time, or a fair price on reliable internet from a local company. That's why Eagle Communications delivers great local values, like a range of internet options to fit your family's needs. Fast and consistent enough to power everyone's devices at once. All at reasonable prices we're proud to offer our friends and neighbors. Ready for better internet? Give us a call or visit eaglecom.net and discover our local values today.
Welcome back to the Eagle Update at USD 393 Solomon Schools. You just got an opportunity to visit with Nurse Mary about the daily occurrences that she's seen. And it takes so many people to make this school work, and there's so many people behind the scenes, and so it was great. I wish it was in better circumstance that we got to meet Nurse Mary, but she does a great thing for our school, and it is a huge advantage to have a nurse here and working with our staff on a daily basis. It makes their jobs easier as well. We haven't had the opportunity to come and visit with you over the past few months since the bond vote. I want to thank everybody for voting. One of the things that we learned through the whole process was that, you know, the voters, and the great thing about living where we do here in America and in Dickinson County and in Solomon, is that it goes to the voters, and the voters get the opportunity to make the decision. And I'll never forget that the board members, the night that they moved to go to a bond, that was one of the things that they wanted to emphasize, was that now we'll listen to the voters and we'll move forward. And so, you know, for some, they thought that it might have moved a little too fast. For some, they want to know why it took so long. And so it depends upon which side of the spectrum you're on. But the vote and turning out and the numbers that we had, I appreciate it so much. The board appreciates it because I think your voices were heard. And even since then, we've done some focus groups have come in independently, where no school board members and no administrators were there, and had a chance to visit and talk about where they wanted to see the future and what were some things that we did wrong and moving forward. And so what that means is some of you, we talked about possibly running the election again and running the bond again. And those might be possibilities, but not in April, not in August. You know, those are things that we're going to talk about in the future. And so the dialogue has been started. We've had a work session to discuss. We wanted to wait until after the first of the year. We're in no hurry. We wanted to be able to listen to the community, listen to the voters, and get your feedback, because that is the single most important feedback that we can get. And so listening to where you want the vision of Solomon Schools to go was important. The voting process works, and it's the reason why we went to a vote. It's also tells us about the direction that we need to go and things that we need to do better as a school board, or as myself as superintendent, and visiting with our community about the needs and the areas that we need to address, because those needs still don't go away. We just need to find another way possibly to attack the needs, and this was just one step. The next step, the board has done a great job in looking at different things in different ways possibly to address the needs, and taking them and piecing them out over maybe multiple years, like we heard from many of our community members, that maybe that's something that we need to do. So I just want you to understand, and I wanted to come and thank you for being a part of the process. I want to thank you for voicing your concerns as well, and I want to continue to encourage you to visit with school board members, to come to board meetings. Second Monday of every month is when we actually have our board meetings, and it's always in the high school library. But more importantly, if you're at a ball game, or if you're at a concert, or if you're on the street, or if you're downtown, grab a board member, grab myself, visit about what your thoughts and feelings are, because the suggestions of everyone we take seriously, and it might have been things that the school board had not have thought about. And so that's one of the great things about living in a small community, is the fact that the vested interest in the success of the community and of the school. And so throughout the whole process, I want you to understand that we listened, we heard, and we're making plans for the future and the direction of Solomon Schools, and we just need your help. So if you have thoughts or questions or concerns, please let us know. I want to thank Eagle Communication once again for giving us the opportunity to come into your homes, whether you're watching this at home on local access, or whether you're watching it on another device. We want to thank them for that opportunity, because it's truly a blessing that we have the opportunity to come in and visit and showcase people like Nurse Mary, even though it's a rough situation, and to thank you guys for being a part of the process and voting for the bond. And we hope to continue this, and hopefully you're enjoying the updates every month, and you've had an opportunity to see our elementary and our high school and our junior high, like I said, Nurse Mary and other things that we are doing here at our school. There's a lot to be proud of here at Solomon Schools. There's a lot that you should be proud of as a community member here at Solomon, and we look forward to coming to you again next month. Take care.